FRBM Act, Meghalaya FRBM Act. Our fiscal fundamentals are strong. It is because over the years we have demonstrated our sense of responsibility as lawmakers, as people who are privileged to be in the hand of affairs of governance. Therefore, by virtue of the realization of our own responsibilities, based on the mandate of the Constitution, over the periods of time, we have come up with a number of initiatives, including legislation to ensure fiscal discipline, the financial discipline, in respect of the spending of scarce resources from the public exchequer. Meghalaya Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act 2006. Then, what is this act? This act is designed not only for the state of Meghalaya, FRBM Act, both for union government and all the state governments. Because we need to ensure that though we may be influenced by external forces or any other forces, the greed, personal greed, or whatever, this act will protect the interests of the state, interests of the people. Based on these, every government has to prepare and place its budget, statements. The statement will indicate the targets, the different indicators which are required to be achieved, to ensure that yes, we are in the right track. We have not deviated from whatever was required for the government of the day to ensure fulfillment, rather to avoid deviation from the structured mandate as per the law. I question the government when they were coming up with this revised target in respect of the fiscal deficit target and the target set in respect of the debt GSDP ratio. It'll be quite surprising for you when I refer to this. I will refer to this page 13 of this our CAG report, report 1 of 2024. Page 13, table 1.4. Okay, you can refer it again to have the detail. Now here you will see the projected targets for compliance with the provisions of FRBM Act 2006. In respect of fiscal deficit, let us confine to only this, because going beyond will again create unnecessary dilution of the main focus where I'm going to actually stress. I will stress only on fiscal deficit and the outstanding liabilities vis-a-vis the GSDP ratio, or in other words, the debt GSDP ratio, which I have always referred to whenever I presented the budget and whenever I replied for the post-budget discussion. Now, you look at 2018 and 19 onwards, the fiscal deficit target set, because earlier during our time, before the amendment of the FRBM Act, there was an amendment. Subsequent amendment was resorted to by the present government also. And that is what I'm saying. They have amended certain portion in order to create this provision for them to borrow more. Borrow more. So they say that, oh, it is allowed, it is allowed. I'm telling you, both government of India have also, to a great extent, have not examined it properly and have agreed. That's why they piggy right on the government of India sometimes. But fiscal discipline is a fiscal discipline. If there is a deviation from fiscal discipline, it doesn't mean that only state government may be deviating from the fiscal discipline. It may be union government also who is also deviating from the fiscal discipline. Now, let us be really frank on this. Now, what is the target in 18-19 in respect of fiscal deficit? 3.25. Okay, what is the actual? 6.3. Huge deviation. Then if you go by 1920, target is 4.35. it has crossed 4. Whereas during our time it was 3. We never went beyond 3 in respect of the compliance that was required to be ensured by the government in sync with the Meghalaya FRBM Act 2006. Then you will see the revenue target for 2021 is 5.25. You cannot imagine from 3 you go to 4, then you go to 5. That is what I'm referring to as a modus operandi. Then you go down again after completing 5.25 target, you go down to 4, and that also I have never seen it that it is not indicative of a set single target. It is 4-4.5. What is this? Then for 20 to 23, it is 4. Let us now get to the debt GSDP ratio. Now, if you are setting your fiscal deficit at 4, you need to also understand that this fiscal deficit will have naturally and automatically a bearing on the debt GSDP ratio. It cannot be calculated in isolation. It has, the influence over each other. If you are borrowing and your total asset is X, your debt and GSDP ratio will naturally change. So you look at when they have set the target of debt GSDP ratio at 28. Now it is 28 for 18-19, 28 for 19-20, 28 for 2021, 28 for 21-22. The target set for achieving this debt GSDP ratio, or otherwise the outstanding liabilities is to GSDP ratio, is fixed at same target 28, 28, 28, 28. But your fiscal deficit target is in variation. Total borrowing, out of the total borrowing for that particular fiscal year, out of that total borrowing, only 44% were used for capital expenditure. That means 56% is, out of the total borrowing, 56% was utilized to service the repayment of the principal and interest payment of the borrowing, earlier borrowing. So you will go on increasing this repayment by borrowing. That means to repay the principal amount and interest you are borrowing already. So where do you, how do you reconcile with the situation?